So let's say you have a business, you want clients. You want the clients to find you somehow. Some people pay ads, some people make content, some people create what they can create to make content. Like basically, you make yourself foundable. I've made video about that as well, which you can go later on watching. But basically, they need to find you. They're like, you can be wherever you want to be, but if no one knows you exist, no one knows you exist. So when I was writing down, so what I first do is I write first and then I talk afterwards. Or I experience that in my life first, then I write and then I talk about it. So like that. And when I was writing this, it took me 3 A4 pages of discovery phase. How they discover you, or how you want them to discover you, how you make them discover you, how you purposely build a system that the system makes you foundable. Yeah? It's not just by accident. I'm sitting here and someone knocks the doors, these doors, and they come in. And you're thinking, how can you make yourself foundable in here? So for example, so if the camera follows us, a few days ago, I bought a brand new light that are shiny. As you can see, hopefully you can see, I think you can see that. But these lights are shiny, and it's a dark season, which means everybody's now living in darkness. All the streets are dark, from mornings to evenings and midday. Guess what you're going to notice when you walk down the street? You have lights. Lights make you foundable. Then you basically position yourself, you build the systems that will work for you. So once we install these lights, they will be working there 24/7. So these lights are going to burn out. I'm going to leave them there because we want a consistency. We always want those lights to be on. We always want to be having those lights. And if people are walking down the street, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen these lights before. Or friends say, I don't know, where's the show? You just say, I want people to say, oh, it's that shop with the lights on. So that is a small example of how you can build a system that you implement once, and it's just that. Like, it's just rolling. It took me a couple hours yesterday, but it's done. And same I did in Joe's room. His exactly same. He has lights. Just lights different. So that's kind of like a small example when you build a system and build a way that you just make yourself foundable. And I'm probably going to come to that word over and over and over again because that's that important. You need to become foundable. Yeah. So speaking of client success journey, it's basically a domino effect from first push and it all falls and all falls, so all of them are down. That's it. It's a sequence. What has to happen? If you take one of those out, the whole thing just flops. It doesn't work. Like it doesn't go all the way through. Yeah, which means you can advertise. But if you don't have a room where you can tattoo or do your business, you don't have any business. You can do all this, but then if you don't take photos or videos and post, well, no one knows. So if you take one of the ingredient out, nothing works. Yeah. So it's that important. Like the whole chain needs to happen in one go. So discovery phase. So what's even like the purpose of all this? It's basically you guide your client. Like your client first discovers you, and then tattoo is healed. Or if you do any other business, which could be, I don't know, if you do in real estate, like people want a house and they already live in 2 months. The process they go through all is the customer success journey, yeah? You go through them all, and then they go through this, and then they go through that. It doesn't have to be accident like where you go this. It has to be a nice flow, just a nice system that goes through all that. So discovery phase is the first beginning where people like, oh, I think I want a tattoo. Oh, I think I want a car. Oh, I think I want a massage. I think my bones are aching. I literally have the bones aching this very moment. I pulled my back, and in a sense, some chiro people should be aiming for me because we are suffering. So if chiro people would aim for tattoo shops where people sit like this, they would be in business. But they probably don't think about people who are daily suffering because they just expect clients to arrive. And they don't go through client success journeys for them to make themselves discoverable. Make sense? So I'm just gonna read through all one by one, and I will comment on top of it if I need to explain. So this is gonna be a hell of a video, yeah? So a big chunk, a big video. If I do you, I would take some notes with a like legit. Go press pause now, like press in the middle, pause this, go get some piece of paper. You need a lot of piece of paper, yeah? Like a big chunk of piece of paper. And you'll have a lot to write down because I will just throw at you stuff, yeah? Yeah. Get some paper. Saying that, while you do that, I'll go make coffee, yeah? So we both have productive stuff, yeah? You go get some paper, I'll make coffee, and then we'll go from there. So now when we have mic on, actually I realized that this was off, and now we've got coffee made as well. Beautiful, we can start. So the purpose of the whole thing is basically to guide person from a discovery to a heel tattoo. You go through all of it, yeah? They need to feel they cared, they need to feel that you actually listen. They are people, they want to be heard, and this journey turns people from first timers when they first ever discovered you to a person that always going to be looking after you and always recommending your business to other people, because that's the whole point, that's the whole idea why we are doing this. So discovery phase is when they discover you. The first time ever come to you as a, it could be online, they see you like, oh, never seen this person before. It could be a referral, so your friends said, you know what, actually I'll get this tattoo done by so and so and so, well, you. And again, if like, I will speak about tattoos because that's what I do, but if you're in any other business, you basically apply exactly the same information, what we did here, to your industry. And they also found us with social media, and ideally multiple social medias, because you got multiple avatars living in different domains, different spaces, different areas, and then depending which one you want to target, you have to go there. Like you need to make yourself foundable in that specific domain, that place. So first touch point, as in like, how do they discover us? So a few examples could be Instagram, TikTok, Google, word of mouth, Facebook, just passing by your building. It could be Pinterest. It could be your competition talking about you. Or you get people to tag you in places as Facebook, tags, anyway. First impression is always formed by visuals. So they need to look at something and think, yes, that's the person I want. You don't want to be the second person. Yeah, this might be the fifth person I might go. This might be the fourth person I might go. I have option A, option B, option C, and then it's you. You don't want that, do you? You don't. You want to be the first picked person. So you have to really think about how other ones could look bad against you. And if the people first time see you in person, so for example, it could be that 5 people come here, for example, and my client sits there, but there's client's mom, brother, sister, cousin, and someone's outside, for example. Then I have all those people, I have opportunity to represent myself to multiple people, multiple potential clients, and it's my job to capture that all. And if it's in person, you have to really deliver you as in like your best, the happiest, the smiliest, just like a really nice person. So all these 5 people think, you know what, I'll never go elsewhere. Even though if they have been to different places, you need to make sure that this place is the best place. And they get the best service, they get asked the most questions, they get teas and coffees and all that. You want to deliver on this premises the best. What happens out there, you can't control that. But what happens in this building and what we do to our clients is what matters. And that's what you need. You need to grab that. So now I'm going to go through actions that can be made or done, proceeded, or any word used. And this is what I've wrote in 3 pages, what I could think of. So most likely there's more. I'm pretty sure there's more. But I will go through each one of them and I will comment on each one of them and explain longer if I need so, because some of them are like just bullet points for me. But I think I need to go a little bit more. I kind of did. I wrote the bullet point and I explained. But if I will need to go further, I will. So first action. Obviously, I can't remember every single one of them, so I will read. So I do apologize if I don't look directly on you all the time, because there's tons to remember, yeah? So first is maintain consistent posting of quality photos and quality videos. For that reason, I actually just bought myself a new camera. So I just bought the Sony Alpha 7.3, and this is 23 megapixels. And yesterday when I was sending some photos to Sean, I took some photos as Sean was working. Every single photo was 49 megabytes big. So imagine like 49 megabytes, 49,000 bytes. A lot. Yeah, big images. They contain so much information. When you put them online, people just know he means it. Like, that is a quality. If just a photo is a quality, imagine what happens else as a quality. And you can scroll through some people's Instagrams. Like, you would never go there. Like, they just have the crappiest phone from 5 years ago, and they take photos with that to represent the really expensive tattoos they do, which look as cheap as possible. Like, that's a no-no. I would say the day when I bought my Canon camera, let me show you while we're here, which is this. So I got Canon 250D in a white color. These are the videos mostly you have seen me teaching people how to tattoo. Wide lens, so I can see a lot, like it grabs a lot. And then what also it does is, which Sony doesn't have, but basically you can flip it like this and you can see what the camera sees. And then if you want to be there, you want to go there. If you sometimes want to take photo from underneath like this, like for example there's a client, you want to take a photo, and then basically you can look down and you can see what the camera sees. Makes sense, yeah? So you don't have to be there yourself like this underneath. You can just see what the camera sees. Or sometimes you want to grab a photo from above, and then you just look screen down and you're like, oh yeah, I can see what the camera sees. Because some clients are just tall and you need to extend your hands to like get a photo of what they have. That's what I mean by quality photos. I don't mean your Samsung Galaxy, I don't mean your iPhone 15 Pro. I mean quality. Like, just there's a weight, like expensive weight, when you see photos taken by those. And if you think you don't have time and money to invest in you, there's no point even watching more further than this, because that's like the first judgment of you is the photos. Like, before they scroll what you have done, what videos you made, what photos you've made, what drawings you have done, the first what they say is, literally, that is the first thought. Like, this one's cheap. And you don't even think like, I wonder if this one is cheap. And that's it. That's as far as you go. You're like, oh, what a shame. Fuck it. And you just go to the next one. Well, the clients go to the next one. So that's what I mean by quality, is when you actually do the quality. And if that means you need to save money for 2 months, that's that. If that means every day you work overtime to get that extra money, that's what that means. If you need to draw some designs, some couple dogs, or I don't know what people do to make money. I make videos. I teach people. I tattoo. So I could personally, you can message those people who have cameras, who have listed cameras on Facebook, and say, what do you say if I give you 4-day sessions for free? Just I could have that camera. Can I? And if they say no, then well, it's a no. But you can ask that, and that could be yours. That camera could be yours if they say yes. Give it a shot. These days you can take a loan. You're thinking, yeah, but it's a loan against the camera. Like, yeah. And then the camera, the white one, she's been with me for at least like 6 years now. And that camera has made me so much money. Like, it has increased my status so big that people are like, yeah, go to him. Yeah, no questions asked. And then I just say, oh, it's going to cost this much. And they're like, okay, that's it. Like, they don't even question. They're like, okay, cool, sound, yeah, whatever. And then you skip all the conversations. Yeah, but what if he's going to say, they're like, okay, that's it, that easy. So that was only the first bullet point. Let's carry on. So use the wow, or the purple cow effect, and then basically it's unexpected visuals to grab attention and stop scrolling. So it could be your client photos or anything. I don't know what you do in your industry, but you can have lights showing on that. So if you do cars, if you do chiro, if you do massage, if you do eyebrows, if you do, like, for example, I've never seen, and not like people when they do eyebrows, just a lady, for example, like this. A lady would be sitting there drinking coffee, yeah, and the first shot goes on her face, the second shot goes on eyebrows. So I'm like, oh, so you make people beautiful in a sense. But they all take photos like this when the clients are like on a bed leaning back, and the girls are like, stay still. and they take photos like this. Like, how they can think that they're gonna get clients? Like, can't you just do like this, and the next is like a zoom shot where the person is close? No, they all just put clients like this, and they're like, oh, why no one's coming to me? They all look like patients. They all just look like they just had surgery. Like, would you book in to get surgery done? Some people do, but it's not a cool thing. So you need to show the eyebrows is cool. And then to make it show like it's cool, you can add the lights, the backgrounds, certain things clients hold. So for example, I've seen people when they tattoo, basically when they make photos, they hold flowers, and the flowers hold the private body parts. So it's kind of like you scroll, you're like, oh, I've seen these flowers before, I've seen this before, I've seen that before, I've seen that before, and that becomes like marketing. And you're like, huh, you know, it's like, whoa, that's cool, I like that. It's not just everyday kind of stand against the wall, and then people post photos like this when they just stand against the wall, and it's boring. Like, there's nothing to look at it. And they can hold items or the tattoo itself when you do basically a cool tattoo, when you actually push the boundary, make it like, whoa. Basically the whole aim is to get that, whoa, shit. So it could be like a standard client, but then you make a photo where the client looks really strong and massive, and you find that angle that gives him a really big build, and then someone's like, oh damn, he's a fucking big lad, and then boom, a memory strikes in. So that's the wow. You make it like interesting, yeah, some like the fuck moment. Then you encourage your clients to tag in the studio or share and share healed photos. So that is your referral system, which then allows those client, friends, family to discover you. And then when you ask them to share healed photos, it's the product. Like it's a promise when they say, I'll build you a house, and there's a house. That's it. There's a house. We build this. It's not you talking, not you doing, you in a process. It's done. Like done and healed. When it's done on a day, it still looks shiny, still looks black, still looks amazing, the wow. But when it's healed and then it's strong and wow, you're like, damn, that's good. That's what you want. You want those images a lot, all of them. I would probably recommend you to, every time a person comes in, get as many shots as you possibly can. So if you do like gym stuff or bodybuilding, while the clients are here, take photos of them like all the time. You can even do a before and after photo for quads if you're doing gym stuff. You could do before and after photo for a bicep, like months in bicep, months 4 bicep, months like 12 bicep. Why not? You can do that. You don't have to like make the whole body transformation. 6-pack day 1, 6-pack day 79. You can do that. And these are the results. It's not that you talking, not you mumbling, not making wish list, the goal list. It's done. I did that. Yeah. Then the next is you respond to every comment and DM. So you physically have conversations publicly. So when people DM you, for example, then it's one-on-one conversations. But if you comment on my post and we go through comments, as in like you pass comment to me, I reply, you have a question, I reply, that's a conversation, but it's public now. So everybody has the conversation with you without you even having a conversation. So for example, you're thinking, how could I use that? You can post of, let's say if you use tattoo business because I tattoo, if I post my stomach, for example, or the stomach piece that I did, but I know the client's not going to do anything because the client's just not interested in social media. The client just want a tattoo. Cool. They have a tattoo. Then you speak to your mom and you say, Mom, can you make me a comment saying how was this lady? So your mom now goes and she puts a comment saying, how's the lady? How was she? Now it gives you the opportunity to explain how was she, and you can say, oh, she did well, she had snacks with her, she had a nice good sleep, she had loads of water, I did this, and then at the end of the day, she was really fine because we did all these precautions, and then she's fine now, and she's healing good, you didn't even involve your client, but you managed to get a conversation public. Which means now all the potential clients, they can read those DMs, they can read those messages, and they're like, you know what? I like this guy. He knows what he's doing. He can look after his clients. It treats people well, and you basically earn yourself brownie points, or English people like to use that term. And before you know it, you'll win. You know what I mean? So that is one of the ways you can reply to comments and then get people's trust. And obviously when you respond to DMs, people are just going to be happy because you actually responded to them. Let's go to the next point. Well, the next point, it basically says what I just explained, is respond every comment with a question that carries on the conversation into comments. So for example, someone says, what skin do you use? And I would say, well, I use real skin. What skins have you tried? And people would be like, well, I've tried this skin. I'm like, why you don't use those? Why do you want to switch to other ones? And they would say, yeah, but it's because of like, I don't like the texture, I don't like this, I don't like that. So one, I'm continuing a conversation, which means Instagram and all that people, they like that stuff. Second is, other people who read through, they can see our conversation public, and they will trust us because we are delivering information, we give them value, we didn't ask anything for it, we already said to them, so I answered loads of questions to them. They can see our like opinion, they can see our vision, they can see our point of all that, and most likely it's just you having a conversation. You probably also have people that you like online somewhere miles away, and imagine if you actually have a conversation with them and you ask them how was it, how was this and this, and they actually go through you and actually have a conversation. You would be stoked, you would be amazed, you would be so happy. But this person took the time of the day to have conversations with you. Which leads us to the next point. A video posted about having a consultation and key takeaways to many people. So it's because many people need to know what this person just heard. So it's not just one person having this one consultation. There's many people who are relating to this. And what you just said to her or to him, it should be actually heard by many people. And many people will have exactly the same questions, which you can just not repeat yourself, but you can make that in a video. Which means you basically have a consultation with many people at the same time. Which means it came from a day when I was having a conversation with I had a consultation, and she had a little bit of cover up, she had a scar, and she wanted to cover this and this, and I was like, yeah, many people want to cover scars, they don't know what condition they need to be, they don't know how light or dark the scars need to be covered, they don't need, like people in general, like the public out there behind these doors, they physically don't know how ready the body needs to be or when it's not ready to do any damage more. So therefore, me telling this lady should also go as me telling the world, yo, listen, when you have this color scars, it's cool. When you have this color scars, it's not cool. And by having basically a consultation turn into a public consultation, it's really a win-win situation because she wins by talking to you, but many people hear exactly the same. You don't have to mention, and I probably would recommend not to mention the ladies' names and last names and all that stuff, so keep it private, but you can just say, I just had a consultation with the lady, her issue was, this is how we resolved this, and this was my suggestion. So if you have then you do this, and this, and then the outcome will be that. Which path would you like to take? I just leave it there, and people will take a path. So that's another way how you can get massive amounts of people to you, just because they know what you talk about. They actually they now know what to do, and it's a win-win-win-win situation. So next point, you gift bought the client. So I bought myself many gifts for many clients, so they can tell the friends for years. So imagine if you go to get a tattoo. Yeah, you go, and you're like half sleeve in, and then sleeve is down, and the artist is like, I got a gift for you, and you'll be like, what? And he's like, yeah, I got a gift for you. And you'll be like, what the fuck? You have a gift for me? Like I'm supposed to pay you, not you paying to me. You'll be like, what the fuck? And then, so I have a client. She has 2 or 3 grandchildren, and they're tiny, like little kiddies. And her and the husband, they come all the time. And I've done many tattoos on husband. I've done way more tattoos on her now. And it's just been like a big chunks of day sessions, like a big pieces. And I bought some gift. So because the guy likes Guinness, I bought him some posters with funny Guinness kind of tattoos, Guinness designs, beer basically. And for the lady, because she has the kids, I bought this pan where you can make pancakes, but the pancakes make into smiley faces. So she's going to be making a sad face pancake, a happy, confused, and I think it was like showing a tongue, like one of those. And just imagine the amount of people she'll tell that. Like, imagine when you go home holding a pen, you're like, what the fuck is this? You're gonna say to mom, dad, cousin, workmates, work colleagues, friends, family, brothers, cousins for years, and the friends will say to friends, and it's like it's only a small thing, but it's directed to that person's soul. Because one, you need to analyze what they like, what they don't like, what they're passionate about, what they're good at, what they're bad at. Then you can really narrow down to the gift will really strike for that personality, and instantly that person is heard, listened. Like it strikes so perfectly on that string of nerves that will explode. And I if that would have ever happened to any of you guys, you would have remembered that for the rest of your life. Like legit, for the rest of your life. If you go to a dentist and they do all your teeth and you come out with a pan in your hands, you'll be like, what the fuck? And you will tell that story for the rest of your life. Like that place, that location, that company, that business will be advertised for free for the rest of their life. How cool is that? Right, let's go to the next point. This is basically what I just said, but in a homework way. So it basically says, writing small things down about clients so that you can revisit before they come back for appointment. Because sometimes you have appointment, then there's a gap in which you forget details. You just forget about what the people did, what they didn't do, why they did, what was the situation in their life, the passions. That like there's so many small things about the clients it will just irritate. Not irritate. Irritate? What's the word? Basically disappears. Man, I can't remember now. Anyways, that. So every client is amazingly surprised of facts you remembered about them. It's a super personal touch. So for example, this came from one of my clients. I was telling him, and he on the day he was saying that he and his missus broke up, and he misses, and then maybe he's gonna go see her. And I was like, yeah. And I just happen to have a pretty good memory. So 1 year goes by. This person messages me. I didn't even recognize that was him. This person messages, says he wants some shocks on his legs. I was like, okay, cool. He comes in, and we sit down. And I was like, so how's the girl? And he says, what girl? And I was like, the one you broke up. Do you manage to get back together? And he was like, the fuck? You remember that? And his face was like seeing a ghost. He's like, really? You remember that conversation from a year ago? And like, that person feels so different when you pull out these small elements about people's lives, and if you just poke on them, like bring it out, they feel like touched is probably the wrong word for that, but it's a certain feeling that you feel listened, heard, understood, seen. Like there's so much emotions in one little strike, like, and you're like, whoa, the fuck. And it's an unforgettable feeling, so you'll always remember that. And again, you'll be talking about that person for the rest of your life to everybody, just because it's that personal. So what we know this is, in a booking system you use, I would recommend you to use booking system. Even if you are small and you're thinking, I have no clients, whatever, there's booking systems that let you use for free if you have certain number of users. And if you only have certain number of users, it's good because you get it for free. Like literally zero payment ever. And then you just store the client's information there, and there's always a section for notes somewhere. And if you just click and say, just type in the notes about the client, like birthdays then, and then this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and the next time the person's booked in, you can just go back, read the notes and say, oh, that person have like 2 kids, yeah, and then okay, cool. And the person comes in, you shake their hands like, how's the kiddies? And the person will be like, huh? The fuck? You're like, yeah, how's your little Michael or whatever? And then how's the kids? And how's the dog still running around? And people are like, the fuck? You remember all that? You know what I mean? That feeling is like massive. So write things down, yeah? Just write them down on your client notes. If you don't have client notes, just open Google Sheets or Google Notes or Apple Notes. You find a place. Like find a place where it's free and there's client name and then notes about it. That's it. That's what it needs to do. Then giving clients sweet treat after session to have amazing exit. So therefore we have these suites. So probably should move. We have these suites which we give clients after day session. So we celebrate day sessions. No small ones, no little sessions. We want people to encourage day sessions. And sometimes people say, who are these for? And I was like, people who complete day sessions. And they're like, oh. So we could give to everybody days. But if people only come for like 2-hour sessions, we would encourage them to have 2-hour sessions. There's no upgrade. There's nothing to aim for. And when people suffer the most, or when they die, when they're like in so much pain, when you exit the business and someone gives you a lollipop, you're like, oh my God. And even if you're an adult, if an adult gets a lollipop, which is in the shape of a rooster, like imagine what the fuck you feel. Like one is a lollipop, but you get cock. You basically get a red cock given to you when you leave a business. And obviously you will tell that to your mom, to your dad, to your friends, your family. You might even take a photo. Some people take home for the kids. Some people take it to the missus. Then people have multiple sessions. So one day they take the red ones, another day they take the yellow ones. And then when they hear, they have told me, legit, they have told me that they were sitting there in reception and they were looking at those thinking, I'm going to get one when I finish my day session. And they were like aiming to get that when they finish day session. Like they're adults, but they really want some sweets. Right, let's go to the next point. Food board for clients to make their day easier and cared. So it's another way you demonstrate the care for them. It's a shareable story and you earn your brownie points again. So I do that mostly when people have day sessions, when they have whole day with me and they pay a big chunk of money. I just use that portion of the money to buy food for them back. And I feel like for us, it could cost us food for them. So a lot of business people would say, yeah, why would you like buy food for them? They can just get food themselves. I would say the moment you buy food once for them, you basically sign a mental contract. So it's another thing that I reference quite a lot. It's a mental contract. And the mental contract would say, I need to come to this person forever. Like it's kind of agreement they make with themselves. Like, man, this person cares about me. This person looks after me. This person like gave me food, gave me sweets, gave me a cock, gave me a coffee, gave me whatever. And then all this. And then I get a tattoo for this much money? What the fuck? Like this is like a princess treatment. And those people will never go anywhere else. They feel guilty to leave you. And they will always stay loyal to you. And it's a win-win-win situation. That's it. And then the client will get a cool tattoo. The client will get food. You get the client. You get the client's money. The clients get a cocks and roosters and coffees and teas. So they secured in a place like what I mean is, if you think about switching. So if you are here, but you want to go to this guy, you don't know what this guy gets. You don't know what this guy gives you. You don't know how this guy talks to you. But you know how this guy talks to you because you've been here. So you give them security. You give them a reason to stay. You give them a purpose to stay. Yeah. So buying food is a massive deal, and I would always encourage you buy them food. Next point is to get more clients. So with the food stuff, to get more clients is you get the client back. Plus, obviously, the client's going to say to other people, like, yo, listen, he bought me this, and he bought me that, and he bought me that. Like, this is amazing. So the next point, how to get clients, or how to get clients want you more, or that, is shop windows are decorated with to attract leads. Leads are people who are interested into buying stuff with you. They walk around, they're like, ooh, I would like that. He's interested. He wants to purchase something from you. He hasn't done it yet. You need to convince that you are actually the person he wants to be purchased from. But he's interested. And he's like, I wonder if I come here, what will I get? And then you can put in the windows photos of your clients. So you can put of like a frame that just goes and different images changes, like a photo frame. And it's like, I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this. Then you can put it to a design. So we have boards in the windows. So I could roll it up. I can roll up and I can show you. Don't know if you can see, but we have a board there with those designs. And people come, people pass by. And then people say, oh, how much for this, and how much for that, and how much for this, and how much for that. And then we just book them in. And sometimes the conversation starts with us talking about the board, but ends up talking about the sleeve. And sometimes we just need to stop them there. And then we just take a business card, we go up and say, oh, listen, if you ever decide to have a tattoo, yeah, there's like email, there's a phone number, you can message us, and then we can go from there. Because sometimes they just stop to kind of be interested in, but you know that they want a tattoo. They just don't know what they wanna, or they just wanted to message you. You can say, yeah, there's this phone number, you can just message me and all that. So it doesn't feel like a sales conversation. It just feels like, just in case, if you ever decide, yeah, there's just a phone number, you can send me a photo and I can give you a price. So it's important to have stuff in the window so people can buy, purchase, and makes them stop, and it gives you opportunity to grab that. What else we have done is we made a booking system. So this is the next point, is bookings are made as easy as possible. So we have made a booking system where people can book in themselves, which means, one, I can physically sit here. Actually 5 minutes ago a lady was messaging, she said, Mondays, I can't book in on Mondays because it shows I'm off. I'm like, yeah, I don't work Mondays. But she can see my availability and she can just find space what's good for her, good for me, and she can book in. So I can do this, like literally I can talk to you and the bookings just happen by themselves at the time they just happen. Tomorrow's appointment was booked in as I was tattooing my client. So he wants a full leg sleeve and he wants to get done by summertime. And then he said he wants a few more sessions. So as I'm doing his first session on his leg, he booked in 2 as I was putting lines on him. So when you build systems that just runs by itself, it's really cool. So having a booking system that allows people to book in easy is the key, is the goal. Like for example, if you could book in a dentist whenever you want online, you'll be happy. If you need to make a phone call to ask a restaurant, can we book in on Friday? And they're like, no. And then you make a phone call to a restaurant and then they don't pick up, but you don't have different time to call. Like they would lose so many clients so fast. But now because you can book in online yourself to have a dinner, or have a cinema, have a movie, you book in and then they get loads of clients. So therefore you also are a business when you need to have a booking system which allows people to book in themselves. So they do. So it happens. And yes, they can see your availability. And yes, if you have more availability and you have less clients, sounds like you have work to do. Essentially, people want to have tattoos, they want to spend, they want to give you money. You need to allow that to happen. Yeah, that's kind of a long story short. The next bullet point is customer testimonials filmed before they leave the studio. For example, imagine there's my client standing here, I can't see him, but imagine it's invisible, and I tattoo the person's stomach, for example, and I'd be like, hey, how's the pain? And I just pass the mic to them, and then that person would say, oh, the pain was from there. I did, like, some people have tattoos that everybody wants to know what it felt like throat tattoos, necks, arms, ears, fingers. Some people have really unique experiences or one-of-a-kind experiences, and you want to capture that. You want to like, yo, before you go, can we film a video, just me asking you how was it? And you can literally film from neck down, so nobody sees the face because people don't like their own faces. So you can film from like neck downwards and people will be happy. And then you just give the mic and say, how was it? How was the experience? How was the pain from 1 to 10? How would you recommend anyone? Is it what you expected? Is it worse? Is it bad? Is it like you can capture that moment? And it's again you speaking to your client, but in a sense you speak to masses. And then if many people see many people having tattoos, they will go to you. And obviously, as all that happens, your client's probably going to say some good words about you, which is also cool. So what did I wrote next? No, the next point I actually wrote as in film videos with unique experiences. So for example, some people have back-to-back days. Some people have 2 sides. So I had a lady from Northern Ireland. I can't remember. But she flew in basically. And then we did one side. And next day we did another side. So she had both stomach sides. And it was really painful. It was tough. I filmed the video that everybody saw. And then she has unique experiences, like 2 back-to-back days on the stomach, ribs, and torso. Like, what a hell of a ride. Basically, many people want to know. Many people want to know what it feels like. You can give that to the public, and the public then books in, and then they will share the info. The next bullet point is your clients send in your healed photos. And then healed photos are like guarantees. It guarantees that this is what it's going to look like. This is, if you book in with me, this is what it's going to be like. This is what it's going to be like. That's what it's going to be like. That's what it's going to be like. And you take the uncertainty away. What if it's like to paying. Like it's the conversation we had before, where it's like done. This is done. And then again, you post that, and it shows to many people that if you book in with me, this is what you're gonna get, and this is how it's gonna look like. And it guarantees me that, oh, I can actually go to you because you're gonna do a good tattoo, because I can see your tattoos heal nice, which is really cool. And the next bullet point is earning social proof. One is to collect Google reviews, but the second is you can screenshot them and post them as posts on Instagram. And you would say, yeah, but it's gonna fuck up my timeline. One, if you have no really clients, there is no timeline. Second is no one gives a shit about your timeline. And then third is, as in like the feed or different colors, like you want to know, like you can ask Google review, but if no one sees them, no one gives a shit. But if you can get all your people see Google reviews about you, like why wouldn't you want 100 more people think that you are a good person? You want that. Like that's the whole aim. That's the whole thing about it. And if you post that and there's a back, and then the person says, this person was amazing, he did a good job for me. Like, why wouldn't you want that to people to know? And yes, obviously, it's going to be a white post on your feed. And so what? Like, so what? You're scared to get more clients? Is that the whole thing? So you want to grab a screenshot of Google reviews. And obviously, if you're going to say, yeah, but I don't have any, find a place that they can make a review. Like, ask them to send a WhatsApp message, and then you just grab a screenshot, and then you have a message somewhere, and then you can copy paste that in Apple Notes or Notes somewhere where you got a clean screen, or you know what I mean. Like you can find a way. Next one is aftercare. So by giving cool aftercare, like we got some pinks. So we have pink aftercare, and obviously people think it's funny, it's cool, it's interesting, and it's aftercare you wouldn't really expect to be given, or you can buy pink bubblegum smelling aftercare, which is pretty cool. And again, people will show it to people, and then if I would go home and I would have aftercare that smells like bubblegum, I would go to my missus and like, smell this, smell that, try this, try that. Like it smells amazing. And then whenever I would see people, I would like try this and try that, and then they would say, where do you get that one from? And I was like, well, that's the deal, that's the deal, that's the deal, so that's the deal. So by giving aftercare that's odd or different, we encourage people having conversations about us. Then you can also sell more stuff in a studio or in a shop or whatever business you have that brings in different type of people that you can convert to having a main reason. So for example, we have these thingies there. So we sell jewelry, some necklaces, some rings, some decorative things. But then that brings in a client who wants to buy that. But because they are in this shop, now they can get this. So we can transfer people from a street to here. Makes sense, yeah? And then by having products that are similar to your business, you can get them into your business that way. Yeah. Next thing is, this is like a sneaky marketing trick, but listen to what the clients want and then you draw it. But you don't send it to them. You post on Instagram as an available design. So you sell that to clients, but you never sell that to a client. So for example, I'm tattooing this lady and she says, I like cherry blossoms and I want this cherry blossom tree on her back and I wait like a week or two and then I just draw something similar to what she said. It's not like perfectly what she said, otherwise that would be like you can physically see it's been like stolen by that person in a sense. We draw like really, really, really similar, but not exactly. And you post on Instagram saying, oh, a design available, blah, 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 blah. And the people will be like, oh, shit, that's exactly what I wanted. Like, it's not exactly, but that's really what I wanted. And then that person now wants to grab that before the world sees. And you get a client in without messaging that client directly. So it's indirectly you purchase them. Yeah, you make them jealous. You don't, like these people, I've had many times when I design stuff, and these people want to book in and want to have those designs to themselves, so nobody else can have them. They physically don't want other people to have that design. They're like, can I have that? Then we can continue with other designs, but let me have this before someone else grabs it, because I don't want anyone else to grab that design. And I'm like, yes, obviously, of course you can do that. But that was the whole intention. The whole intention was to listen what people say. They're like, oh, I want this, and I want this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool. And then, as I said before, you write down the client notes, or you write down somewhere what you need to draw. And when you have free time, you draw that specific design. And before you know, you post, and they book in, because they don't want anyone else to have that. Then this going back to buying gifts, but this buying gifts for the people who spend the most money, because you want them to come back. So buying gifts for everybody, that is like a cool marketing trick. Everybody comes, everybody buys, everybody kind of cool. But the people who actually spend the most, like if you go through 2 sleeves, if you go sleeve in the back piece, sleeve in the front piece, like if you go multiple sessions and sessions and sessions, you want them to come back. And then those people have those kind of people, friends. So you want those people to talk about you like the most, because those are the most spenders. The most spenders don't spend time with time wasters. So they like the spenders spend time with the spenders, and the wasters spend time with the wasters. So if they make about £80,000 per year, those friends and work colleagues and bosses make the same and more. Yeah, you want those people live the most in your business. So you have to keep the track on the people who make the most money to you, who spend the most money to you. Listen what they value in life, hobbies, interests, passions, and kids. And then you buy gifts accordingly. Yeah, if they have 2 kids, if they have 5 kids, if they have this, if they have that, any passions, anything like that, you ask these questions, you get this like persona, and you take in your notes, and then you think about it, what can be? Because if a person spends you like, let's say 5-day sessions with me, that would be £3,000 spent. Of course I'm gonna find £100 to buy a gift. Like, what's £3,100? You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing. So maybe a £50 gift sounds a lot, but if they are okay to pay you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 pounds, of course you can buy 2 gifts for them. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So that's another thing, how you can make people to come back to you and get more people to you as well. So let's go to the next one. Buy birthday gifts for clients. So this kind of comes with it, and the first bullet point I just spoke is kind of like just a gift overall. But the second one is in the birthday. Like, you legit wait for the birthday comes, you get a gift. Or if the appointment is really, really close to the birthday, make it special. And when you talk to clients, either ask them when's your birthday, or we have in consent forms. I know everybody's birthday because they have to fill out the form, and everybody's birthdays are listed then. So I know when everybody's birthdays is. Then let client pick elements of a tattoo. So that's like an in-person referral marketing. Instantly the friends know about you. Let client friends pick them. Like, for example, I had these 2 sisters, they come in and they say, we want 224 in, I think it was Punjabi writing. And I was like, what if you 2 write for each other? And they're like, yo, that'll be cool. So now this was a small tattoo. That would be a small little tattoo, what means kind of family to them. Now they wrote that to them, like to each other. Now it's super personal. You literally have your sister's handwriting tattoo, don't you? And then the whole family came in, and then everyone's like, oh my god. And they literally, as they walked out, they were jumping in around like little kids, like, oh my god. That's what they're gonna say to everybody. That's what they're gonna say to the friends and family. If I would have done that, if I would have drawn that design, that would be just a tattoo. But now, because the family member did a design for each other, it's a big deal now. Now every single family member will be told, every schoolmate will be said, every work colleague they'll be like, oh my god, I got sisters to do my sister drew on me. It's a big deal. Once you get family members involved in tattoo designing, or like anything designing, like, they love it. They're over the moon. And I would recommend you to have every smallest opportunity that you can get your clients' ideas embedded in a design. Okay, let's go to the next point. Let client parents pick elements. So this goes from like friends, other people, random people, to like family members, but it kind of ties these bullet points together. These were 2 different occasions, that's why I wrote them as 2 different points. One is like a friends, another one is like a family, but it kind of essentially is pretty much the same. And another one is offer to tattoo each other. I know it sounds controversial, but for example, I've done like the majority of tattoo, 99%. There's this one little speck, little white here and there, maybe yellow, maybe red in the eyes, something small, innocent. That's just like a really poking thing. And I was like, would you mind tattoo you? Like, do you want to tattoo each other? And they're like, I don't know. But I've convinced a few people when I do the whole thing, and they do small little adjustments to that. And the moment they have done that, like, you can see they're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, it's a story they're gonna be telling to everybody. Like, she allowed me to do it. I was to see my brother. I did a little small tattoo for my dad, or like I've made all sorts of family members tattoo each other, and then my missus was actually coloring my brother-in-law's, basically his brother's tattoo's eyes a few days ago, and then I did all that tattoo, and then there was little eyes left, and then I was like, use that red, that needle, and then my missus have practiced a little bit, but she did tattoo basically her brother's tattoo's eyes in red. That's going to be a story will be told for life, and your business will be advertised for life, which is a good, cool thing. Then we have Joe, who was walking around, those boards I showed you earlier. Joe was holding in a hand, walking down the streets, advertising to the public. And then as he was showing the board, you can have face-to-face conversations about the stuff what's on the board. And you might think like, it's insane, why would you do that, blah blah blah. It's cool. There are people who are okay with that, and you just have to let them do it, in a sense. I mean, personally, I don't think I would be the guy who would go and talk to people with the board in their hands, but Joe is that kind of person, so I just let him be. But the result of that is you have in face-to-face conversations. You can get the vibe of the person, you can get the vibe of the client, you can approach the people you want to approach. So it's not like everybody, but you can target which people you want to aim for. It's a massive benefit. And then people take videos and photos and posts and selfies, and those stories will be told to many people for many years. So that is a win-win situation. Which goes to the next point, which is interviewing people on the street and post videos. Public shares, and the public will recognize that. So we have done that where we go out with a board, as in Joe did and Lucy. And then we also have done where me, Joe, Eva, and somebody else, I think, we were just walking around asking people, what do you think about big tattoos? What do you think about small tattoos? And just randomly talking to people. But then I would say 80% of the people that we actually spoke and approached in the street, they came back as a clients. And then we just randomly picked people, you. But those people remembered us, and those people actually came back to us, like every single one of them, almost. And even the people you would never think that they would actually talk to you again, they came back and booked in a day sessions with us. So it was a massive win-win situation, and it's all for free. You literally just walk around, talk to people, and get paid for it. Then you make stencil application videos. So physically, videos how you put stencil on. So again, you can the people, the masses, the public, the public can see what you do that day, how big it's gonna be, what it's gonna be, how you design it. You can say, I design for this reason, that reason. We can't do this because of, and then it gives you credibility. It gives you authority, because you know what you're talking about, and then the public can see the people actually come to you, that you're actually busy, people actually pick you, they can see that you actually do stuff. You can showcase what you do, how you do, why you do. So it's a massive win-win situation of this video, how you just put stencil on and explaining a little bit how you put the stencil on. And then what else we do is we do 40% sketch to people. So basically when people book in, so you would book in with me and you would say, I want this and this and this, and I was like, yeah, cool, sound. So in 48 hours I would do 40% sketch and I would send it to you. The design is not done, so you can't really steal it. If you do steal it, cool. It didn't really mean so much because it was only 40% in. I'm not even done yet. I didn't spend hours video designing. I spent 40% in there. But then you would have something like a design that you would show to mom. What do you think about this? Mom, what do you think about this? Dad, do you miss this and all that? You're basically showing people something that I'm not even done yet. Like I'm not even pulled a line on you. I'm not even done anything, but I'm already getting marketing out, and you are selling me to people for idea, for the potential stuff. And even if you don't agree with this, you're like, you know what, I want to change this, I want to change that. Cool, you done the marketing. And then one is you win by you actually caring about the person, because me saying, is that cool? You're like, he wants me to be right, he wants me to win. So I gain brownie points, I get the karma back to me. Then we're having conversations, so we're building a relationship now. Then we are having a discussion, and then basically it's not me winning, it's not you winning, we are both into this 50-50. So it's not like I'm trying to sell you some stuff, or it's not like, it's good. And then it also allows me to fix, because not always you can 100% guess what you want. So therefore it's easier if you actually go back and forward to narrow down to what design you want to go. But you also show to mom and dad and friends and family and all that. You did the marketing for something that doesn't even exist, but the studio exists and the people exist and then the business exists, and you already showcase that that's what we're going to do for the people. So then the mom, the friend, like whoever the design was showing, those people are going to tell the people, or they at least feel themselves, this studio actually cares. This studio actually gonna. So if I book in, he'll send me a sketch before. If I book in, he's gonna send me a sketch before, and then they know that they will be looked after, even if they haven't been looked after yet. So it's a massive win-win. And so this kind of concludes all my list of 3 pages. Obviously, there's way more stuff, but this is how they can discover. So if I send you a 40% sketch, you will show to people, I guarantee, like that's a guarantee, you will show to somebody. Those people will discover about you, cost you nothing, like zero. All these are zero expenses pretty much. You just showcase what you do, or what you did, or what you're gonna do, and you just get free marketing, and then you give clients for free. Like all these are just walking around with a board in the hands. Not that hard. Costs you not really that much. People mostly make decisions based on emotions, so you need to bring out like, wow, what the fuck, kind of like the purple cow effect. You need to like make something like, for example, that's why I am filming in studio, because your emotions would be like, can I trust this guy? And I'm like, yeah, this is my business. Like this is a legit. It exists. There's people literally downstairs this very moment putting stencils on, and I had to like pause this video a little bit because they came and then they went downstairs. I had to just wait till they do that. But this is real. So emotions would be like, can I trust this guy? And I'm like, I've built business. You'd be like, how trustworthy is it? I'm like, I got 5 employees making full-time income. And how long am I to see myself for 13 years or 12? I don't even know. And so emotions is like what filters your thinking. Like, can I trust? Can I do? Is it not? That's why I'm here making these videos. Legit here. And then the logic kicks in. You're like, yeah, so I guess if he has that, I can maybe listen to him. I can maybe take his advice. I can use these points because, yeah, then the logic kicks in. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But overall, clients are looking for safety, they're looking for the talent, and they're looking for personality. It's not just a design. Like, I got many tattoos on me, and you wouldn't be, like, tattoo is just a reason. It's a reason, but it's not the end point. It's not. It's just a reason why someone gets the confidence. A reason why someone gets attention. A reason why people have conversations. A reason why you feel happy. Why you get happiness boost. Like it makes things happen, but it's not about making the tattoo happen. It's just in between person. So don't focus on the tattoo. Tattoo is just in the middle. Yeah, it's a train, you get to the places, but the places is where you actually want to be. It's kind of like if you want to go from here to a really, really cool place in the world, the plane would be tattoo. It gets you there. It's like without the plane, nothing's happening. But it's never about the plane. It's never about the plane. It's about where you're going to be, what you're going to do, what you're going to dress, what clothes you're going to have, what holidays you're going to book in. It's all about the journey in the other side of the plane, not this side of the plane. It makes sense? And whenever you make these posts, like all the bullet points, all of that should answer, can I trust this guy? That's it. Can I trust this guy? Can I? So for example, one little thing. So if we flip around, so this is a tattoo I did in a fake skin. Maybe I'll put it like that. No, it still follows me. But anyways, I don't know, hopefully you can see. This is a tattoo I did on fake skin. So you can see it's real. And the amount of times people come in and they're like, oh, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. And I'm thinking, it's quite busy, it's quite complicated. And I'm like, yeah, I did that. So if I can do that, I can do yours. And they look and they're like, I guess so. That's it. The trust is earned there and then. And these things is what we do to build trust. Because there's 20 studios in your town, there's shitloads of people want to do, there's so many eyes on this client, everybody wants him, and then the person is like, where do I go, who do I pick? And then every single appointment, every single booking, every single person has exactly the same question. Can I trust this person? Is this person trustworthy? Can I believe this person? Will the person look after me? Can this person actually tattoo? Can he draw? Can you design? Will he actually talk to me? Can you talk to me? Like, all these things need to be answered. So for example, yesterday the client comes, I've never seen him before, but when he came in with a vibe that I've seen him many times before, and I was like, he talks to me like he knows me already. And I was like, that's weird. And then I sent my client out. I was talking to him. He was sitting there on the sofa, and I was like, how's it going? And it turns out that was his first tattoo. And I was like, that's odd, because he speaks to me like he's seen me like 1,000 times. And then it turns out, we basically, when we book in people, we send a link to a video where I explain, who am I? I'm Ziggy, I'll be a tattoo artist. And this is my room, and I showcase and I give a little backstory about me. And it turns out they watched that video. And then here they knew what I'm like, what I sound like, what I talk like. He knew where he's going to be, what studio, what room. He knew everything, every flow, what's going to happen before even it happened. So I took all the worry away from him before even he had the worry. And he's like, sound, I know where I'm going to be, what time, what location, what place, which room, where I'm going to sit down, what's going to happen after appointment, everything. He knew already before even we pulled one line on him. So I took all the worry away from him. So every post you ever make, you take the worries away. Yeah, you don't give them worries. You don't bully them in a post. You don't slag them down in a post. You don't bury people in a post. You don't make laugh posts about them. Don't make stupid memes about your clients. Like, praise them. Polish their egos. Give them happiness. Give them confidence. Give them smiles. Give them memories. Give them stories. Don't fucking bully them. Like, I've seen so many videos where people laugh about how they can't sit still. They moan about the whiting. They don't know what size designs they want to pick. People make videos where they slag down. Like they bully their own clients. And then they think, I ain't got no clients. I wonder what happened. Blah, 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 blah. Like, imagine if McDonald's says, oh, look at these fat people eating Mackies. They're going to get bigger. Like that would be bad. Like, that would explode, and people would be like, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that. But that's what tattoo industry do to people. They bury their own people. They make sure they lose all the clients. Like, every post now that people make, they even like squirt the juice, the green soap, onto people, and the people are like, oh fucking, it's cold, it's painful. They're like, ha ha ha, look at this, and then they put more juice, and they think it's funny, but the client's never coming back. Like, it's emotional damage because you bully him. It's physical damage because he fucking hurts. And the third is, you laugh and you made that public. Like, it's almost like a public mental execution. What guarantees that the person is gonna, like, it's guaranteed he'll never gonna come back. Like, he will just not gonna come back. I wouldn't. Nobody would. Why would you? If you get squirted on by a liquid on you, and you get laughed at, you don't know how to get in a tattoo bed, and then that's been shown to the whole world, and the whole Instagram's laughing, and then those people have friends who also come to the same place, and now they get bullied in their own WhatsApp groups, in their own family groups. Like, why would you want to give that to people? You don't. Everything that we just wrote here, you make in a way that it gives them safety. Yeah? You say, you know what, I want you to be happy, so therefore I'll send you a 40% sketch, so I know that you like it, I know that, you know what I mean, like, you can make these posts all the time, and you can say, oh, I put a stencil like this on you, so it sits really nice on you, it flows with you, and then these elements need to stand out, these are going to be the backgrounds, we need to get the focus here, and then to emphasize your body shape there, I put this design here. Sounds good, people are going to love that. Why would you bully your clients? You wouldn't. So what I'm saying with all this is, be nice to your clients, love them, pray them, buy them gifts, buy them food, give them happiness, give them candies, give them some little cocks. Yeah, you can see, yeah? Give them some cocks, and they're going to be happy. Yeah? I know it sounds cringy, but that's the purple cow effect. You need to be like, what the fuck he just said? You know what I mean? Like, you need to remember this. So as I'm explaining all this, I'm actually giving the stories to you, and implementing the same sentences what I said you to do to you. Yeah? Because now you're going to be thinking about this cock story for the next 10 minutes. You'll be like, fucking hell, he had some red cocks there. And then people are coming and asking for more cocks. And then they have different color cocks, not just one. And then clients pick. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you next video, guys.